Yeah, this is part two because the first part I didn't want to get cut off in the middle of me talking because I don't want to have to sit here and record all over again. But anyway, yeah, so like I really don't have nobody to talk to. My brother and my sister, they don't understand. They both think that I'm crazy and they don't talk to me. My mother, she doesn't really talk to me that much. Like, she'll call to see if I'm alive, and that's it. That's the extent of that. She doesn't. When I start talking about my husband, it's, oh, I gotta go, bye, click. And that's painful too. My friends, like I said before, a lot of them don't speak to me as often, or a lot of them just have stopped calling me because of my marriage to my husband who's in jail. So I've lost friends over this, and it really just feels like that I'm going through this by myself. It feels like the world looks at me like I'm the inmate too. It's like how the world looked at Bonnie and Clyde. They look at my husband and me like that. Like, that's a bad boy, but she's a bad girl too, and she's not shit because she's with him and she's married to him, and she could have did better, and she must have self-esteem problems and all this and all that. Like, I didn't grow up in a really fabulous house or whatever. I didn't have a lot. I grew up in a one bedroom. Well, I moved a lot, number one, but I lived most of my life in one bedroom with me, my sister, my mother, and my brother. My brother slept in the living room, and all the girls slept in that one bedroom. So that's 3 girls in one tiny ass bedroom. So we didn't have a father figure, and for the most part, I don't know. I didn't grow up knowing anybody that was married or looked at any married couple and see how they interacted besides on TV. So, that's what makes marriage also. That's like an odd against my marriage too. But, one thing I do know is that even though there's a lot of people that look at me a certain way and look at me like I'm a weirdo, like I got all these problems, fuck what they think. Fuck what anybody thinks. I know that I love my husband. I know my husband loves me. And I don't have to go into details about what we do in our relationship or how we love each other. But, I do know that if I don't believe in anything in this world, I believe that, I'm going to try with all of my heart to make this relationship work. And I'm the last person that believes in motherfucking happily ever afters. I just came out of a 7-year relationship before I met my husband. I was in a 7-year relationship, and that killed my whole happily ever after theory about life. So, and relationships. So, in the back of my head, I do expect the worst case scenario. Oh, what if this nigga does this or that and the third? My first relationship made my skin tough enough to be like, you know what? If I get disrespected in any way, I'm going to pick my shit up and leave. Now, a lot of people consider having my husband be an inmate disrespect, but I don't consider that. He's not disrespecting me because of his mistakes, and that's all the more reason for me to stand by him. I made this video pretty much just to ask you guys, like, do you consider the relationship or the type of relationship that I have, that I'm married to an inmate, do you consider people who are married to inmates, do you consider them taboo, or do you have like certain ill opinions on them? And feel free to state why, and You know, anything that you say is not going to affect me in any way. But I do want to hear your feedback. And I also did this video to just give you some insight on life as a prison wife. You know, I'm not the average prison wife, because there's prison wives that do more than me. Like, I send my husband a package once a month. There's prison wives that send packages every week. There's prison wives that go up there every weekend to see their husband. You know, I don't go to visits anymore because he's far. He's at a prison that's 8 hours away from my house. So, and that's one way. That's 16 hours round trip. Hell no, I'm not going up there. But I do keep the phone on so that he can call me 4, 5, 6 times a day. Or a lot of times when I'm at work, he can only call me like twice. So he calls me from 2 to 6 times every single day. So I hear from him, you know, and that's what I can do. I do what I can do until, you know, he gets home. But anywho, I hope you guys like my video, and thanks for watching. And keep it gravy, baby.